G'day guys, welcome back. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. It's Monday morning at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. I don't know. I've lost track of time. And yes, it is Six Nations round 4. Wales versus France in Cardiff with the roof closed over the stadium in a pressure cooker environment. The French have found themselves back in the winning column, found the flair back maybe. But yeah, this was a really, really interesting game to say the least. The Welsh was looking like they're on track to make an upset for about 60 minutes of the game before, yeah, the French four-pack really starting to come off the bench and just, they have some big, big, big new boys coming off the bench. Like this guy, Georges Henry Colombe. He was massive coming up on the field, getting turnovers at the breakdowns. Very, very impressive. And then the French starting to dominate in the set piece, dominating the breakdown, creating that platform for the elusive wingers to, to suck in the defenders and opening up space out wide for the elusive wingers like Damien Penaud. And then, with that, the French, despite making many, many changes to their starting lineup, was able to completely demolish the Welsh in the last maybe 20 minutes or so and just, comfortably pulling away 45 points to 24. This looked like from the scoreboard, you wouldn't believe how close this game was for the first 60 minutes. But yeah, truly, Wales was well in the game. And I thought this was going to be the third upset of the week. But no, the youngsters that Warren Gallen has put forward for this match, once again, maybe lack of experience. There were some interesting decision makings. I think the turning point, in fact, was the decision to try to maybe play a little bit too much of that All Black style of rugby that we've been talking about. I've been talking about in this channel. That's very evident that Warren Gallen is trying to bring that, offload style, the All Blacks, kind of like running style of rugby or attack anywhere on the field, right? And that really turned out to kind of like biting Wales in this game, basically where the game fell apart. They tried to run the ball out of their own 22 for some reason, and eventually they decided to kick, and the kick was charged down by Taufefe coming off the bench, the big man, Romain Taufefe. And then suddenly the scoreboard was just blown out of the park. And yeah, the French pulled away for the last, 10, 15 minutes ago. Really control the tempo, control the pace with those big boys coming off the bench. With that being said, I have to really, really ask, did somebody in the French team forget to bring socks for the team? Because I'm pretty sure France wears red socks. And it looked really, really weird seeing the French team out there wearing white socks. Maybe somebody forgot the socks, right? And they tried to buy some red socks in Wales, and it's sold out. And they're just like, oh, well, I guess we'll just have to buy some white ones. Let me know what's happening there, because those white socks didn't even look like they were proper. It's got like words written on it or something. It didn't even proper look like, part of the kit at all. So, what's going on there? Somebody let me know if this story there for the white socks from the French team. And with that, the other thing I thought was really, really interesting from the Welsh team is the trial of the new center combination. So they kind of got rid of the veterans, brought in Owen Watkins and Joe Roberts. Joe Roberts did score a try for Wales where he should have passed, but I thought the two youngsters, the two new guys, did quite well because Nick Tompkins is one of my favorite Welsh players. I just feel like his work rate is so high. To see him get dropped, I was genuinely concerned that the Welsh may lack a little bit of defense in center field. But no, those two guys held up for the most part of the game. And I thought maybe if they have someone like Tompkins coming off the bench to just finish off that last 20 minutes, will be probably a better option for Warren Gallen to consider there. When it comes to the French team, obviously without Anton Dupont, they have brought in a new number 9, Garrick, with Luku on the bench. Another 10 as well. There's been a lot of criticism for, what was his name? Jalabest's performance in the 10 jersey. Everybody felt he was a little bit, rusty to say the least. And not rusty, probably more like a fish out of water without Anton Dupont. Like it really showed how much work Anton Dupont is kind of like carrying him on the field. And he just really kind of exposed without Dupont. They put Ramos there, who plays fullback, who's teammates with Dupont in the French top 14 club, I think for Toulouse. And he plays fullback. He doesn't play 10 in that club either. So they put him at 10. And wasn't too bad overall. I thought the man of the match was given to Le Garrick. I thought the way that he was able to spot space and quickly get the ball to where the space is. There was one point where he did like a backhanded pass for like 20 yards all the way down the sideline. It was just spectacular pass that he did there. And, the way he's able to spot space is definitely not the same style as Antoine Dupont, but just the way he's able to shift the ball really quickly to where the space is something that was really impressive out of this game. The French also had to bring in Dupont for the obviously banned, banned Jonathan Danty, who I did feel like Danty wasn't performing anyway. So Dupont was fielding to that spot, and obviously with Ramos moving to 10, the number 15 jersey is opened up to Leo Barde. Like I said, I thought the most impressive part of the French team is the big boys coming off the bench, the two Taufefe brothers, and this new guy Colombe. Someone's gonna tell me that he's new, but he's not new. But I thought it was very, very impressive. Just huge body coming off the bench and just really took a stranglehold on the game. In the second half, like noticeably, the bench made a difference for the French side. So with that being said, let's have a look at the match stats. 3 tries to 5, 361 run meters to the Wales, France 526. 14 turnovers considered for Wales, 11 against the French. 176 tackles made for Wales, 117 missed tackles made for France. 26 missed tackles for Wales, 13 missed tackles for France. Both teams are quite good in terms of tackle completion rate. France has always been quite good in their defense. Kicks in play, 26 for Wales, 23 for France. There was one conversion missed for Ramos, but other than that, was pretty much perfect. Wales perfect kicking off the tee tonight as well. Lineouts 10 for Wales, 7 for France. Like I said, I thought the lineouts, had been a bit of an issue for Wales. Definitely improved, but still looking a little bit clunky. I thought, especially in the second half, that set piece is, the scrums. Let's talk about the scrums. The scrums was very dominant for the French. And there were penalties where they opted, instead of taking 3 points, they opted to go for the scrum, like right in front of the goalpost. That shows how much confidence they had in the scrums. It showed how much dominance they actually had in the scrums as well. 4 Wales scrums, 1 loss. 9 scrums for France, 1 loss. Penalty, the Welsh conceded 7 penalties. I felt like they probably conceded more than that. There were periods where the French were just building up back-to-back penalties. And there was a point where I felt maybe Wales could have gotten like a yellow card. But yeah, apparently only 3 penalties considered for Wales, which is extremely good in World Rugby. France, though, only 3 penalties conceded. That is impressive. That is just world-class discipline. Even when they had Danty sent off the field last round, the overall penalty count wasn't that high. So it's just like 1 or 2 off, poor techniques, but overall the teams are really, really disciplined when it comes to the breakdown, when it comes to offside and all those silly sort of stuff. So yeah, really, really good to see that 3. That is extremely low for a world, for a test match. On absolute world-class performances there. Let's just quickly recap on the point summary. I'm going to try to get this video, especially the summary part. I feel like it's just going a bit too long. I'm just going to try cut it down a little bit and try to get it to maybe like a 5-6 minute summary for the show. So the game started off with a penalty immediately to Wales, and there's a really interesting picture that was I had to take a screenshot of this one. It's Galtier with some cables around his head. Look like he wants to kill himself. Look like it was just foreshadowing foreshadowing his immediate future of getting dropped on the French what do you call it? Getting dropped on the French the head coaching role, right? I thought this was really foreshadowing. Like literally, wow, you can see the shot clock. Wow's taking the first 3 points, and I was like, oh man, if they lose this game, this will be the perfect picture for Galtier. And he looked very alone in the coaching box by himself. I don't know why. Maybe he's just his teammates. Everybody's just, I don't know. It just looked like he's alone in the coaching box. He's got his cables looped around his head. Really, really good, funny picture there. Kind of foreshadowing if they had lost the game. But no, they didn't lose the game. 6 minutes. So yeah, immediately, like 2 minutes in the game, Wales get 3 points ball. 6 minutes in, France get themselves a penalty, get themselves leveled 3 points apiece. 9 minutes into the game, there was a lot of scrambling around the breakdown. The ball kind of popped up for, like, back, kind of just got thrown back from the Welsh player. I think it was Adam Beard, and it was just, like, scooped up off the ground by Rio Dyer, who just, like, bit of a, footwork straight through the middle, essentially. Try time under the post, 10 points to 6. Wales taking the lead. 22 minutes into the game, France finally got themselves in some consistent pressure in front of the Welsh try line, and just, piling pressure. Eventually, the long ball out wide to Gao Fuku on the win. Costello misses a tackle on Fuku 1-on-1, and then Fuku just kind of rammed himself through into the corner for the first try for the French. 10 points to 13. 24 minutes into the game, Owen Watkins, the centre, proves himself worthy of, taking the spot out from, George North. No, I think Watkins is taking the spot from, what's his name? From my boy, Tompkins, of course. I would never forget Nick Tompkins. So, yes, Watkins did a little dummy and go, slipped through 2 defenders and linked little inside ball to Thomas Williams, who goes in for the try for Wales. 17 points to 13. Wales get themselves back ahead. 18 minutes in the game. No, sorry, after this, there was a... 28 minutes into the game, so pretty much a few minutes later, the France was once again just kind of like the whole game plan, just piling in pressure, in just, big crash balls, big quick balls, and then eventually the halfback himself, like Garrick, picked and go, ducks the ball in for a try for the French. 20 points to 17, and that is just 20 points for the French. 20 points to 17, yes, for the French, and going into half-time. Second half, 4 minutes into the second half, Joe Roberts, the other centre that replaced George North, put himself worthy. Basically, there was a nice little line break from Rafael, who linked up, like I said, the little intricate passing, post, the post contact offloads from the Welsh team. Costello did that, received a little offload from Rafael, ran through, got really close to the goalpost, and then quick ball came out. There was 2 players overlap outside of Joe Roberts, but decided to go himself. He got tackled and he bounced over the try line. 24 points to 20. Wales taking the lead back again. 55 minutes into the game, the France was just piling in pressure, showing a lot of scrum panel dominance. They just got really close to the goalpost, pick and go, and eventually the French crashed over with the... the French didn't score, actually. Yeah, the French... so they eventually crashed over, but the Ashton knock on the ball. The ball was just dislodged before the try line. So Wales got a jail there. 62 minutes after that foul pressure, the French finally got on a penalty just in front of the goalpost around the 22-meter mark. And they say, all right, we're just going to take the 3. We're not going to go for the scrum penalty for the scrum option again. So 24 points to 23. France taking back 3 more points. 64 minutes into the game. Again, just big forwards coming off the bench, applying huge pressure. The debutant, Colombe, I'm pretty sure he's the one that kind of earned a penalty around this time as well. Just getting the turnover and the breakdown. Pressure piling on, just rammed himself over. France get themselves back ahead, 24 points to 30. 68 minutes into the game. The French is really starting to open up their game now with the bench of the bench of onto the field. Wales was trying to exit their own 22 by running the ball for some reason, and then and literally the commentator was talking like, why are they not kicking this away? Eventually they decided to kick, and the kick was charged down by Romain Taufefe-Noah, and then he dots the ball down in the goal. 24 points to 35. 73 minutes of the game, the French pressure resulted in another penalty. No, I think this is the penalty where Colombe gets for the French. With the score still quite close, with still enough time for Wales to catch up, the French decide to take another 3, 40 points to 24. Finally, on the 80th minute, the France gets another scrum just outside the Wales try line. The ball went blindside to the winger, and then an inside ball to Damien Penaud, who got tackled just short of the try line. and he popped the ball up for the fresh off the bench Maxime Luku, who dots the ball down for a 5th try for the French on the 80th minute on the clock when it's just hit red. And that's the final score, 24 points to 45. When it comes to the ratings for the team, I thought the Welsh was probably on like 7.5. I think I say 7.5 every game, but I think Wales was like 7.5 for the first maybe 60 minutes, and then that just plummeted to like a 4. Maybe, yeah, like a 4 for the last 20 minutes or so. So overall, maybe like a 5.5 performance from Wales. The France is kind of the opposite. Maybe like a 5 for the first 60 minutes, 40 minutes maybe. 40, 50 minutes. And then they really pull themselves together with the bench. Probably lift themselves to like a 7 to finish off the game. So overall, I think the French performance is about a 6. Whereas Wales is about a 5. So yeah, that's my assessment. Let me know your thoughts on the performance of the teams. And that's it today. 16 minutes. That's probably the time that I'm going to aim at for these reviews. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks to anyone who supports me financially. I've got a what do you call it? A merch store. You can check it out. I've got some jerseys. And it's really nice to see that the French crowd claps for a scrum when the team opt for that option, and I think we should see more of that. In Australia, I've got a shirt that says, hopefully I get it soon so I can wear it on the show, that says Scrum is Rugby, so check that out. Maybe you'll like it, but yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys in a few days for rugby news. Cheers.